Hi, my name is Fiona Findlay and I am the Neurodevelopmental Primary Mental Health Worker for CAMHS. I am a nurse whose focus is neurodevelopmental conditions, and the primary mental health worker bit of my role means that I do other things like providing information and delivering training. I'm delighted to be here today to talk to you about supporting children living with Autism Spectrum Disorder get back to school. Throughout this PowerPoint, I will use the acronym ASD instead of Autism Spectrum Disorder. These are indeed strange times. There is not one person in the world that has not been impacted by the COVID pandemic in one way or another. And this is an anxious time for all parents. We've had to cope with lockdown, home working, mask rules, and the most uncertainty that any of us has ever coped with. Now we have to get our children back to school. It's a challenging time for adults, so what's it like for children and those living with ASD in particular? Many have sensory issues, difficulty with changes to routine, and high anxiety about the unknown. And as a result, the transition task of back to school can be difficult. Many children with ASD will have retreated to their bedrooms and spent an enormous amount of time online. This is their safe place where they feel at home and they will be reluctant to give it up. So how do we get them back to school? We need to be prepared. Start now if you've not started already. Keep the topic of school present. Do not talk about it all the time, but make sure that your young people know it will be happening if it's not happened already. Find out if your young person have any particular worries about going back to school. You may be able to reassure them, but if you can't, tell them you will try and find out, and do just that, find out. Start getting good routines back in place at home, bedtimes, mealtimes, and getting up in the morning. If bedtime routines have really slipped, start sending your children to bed 15 minutes earlier and slowly increase until they are near an acceptable bedtime. Ban gadgets from the bedroom at night, and if necessary, switch off the Wi-Fi. Talk to school staff. What will have changed and what will be the same? What can school offer that will help? Contact between the young person and school staff is really useful, as is photos of the school environment and visits to the school. Find out about what other parents are thinking and saying. What has worked before? You could perhaps try it again. Role play or doing a practice run going to school can be helpful as well. At the end of the school day, have a routine to debrief. Something that de-escalates your child. A favourite film, music or activity. Do not bombard them with questions unless they want to talk. Lots and lots of praise for even attempts to go. And remember a with him. Sometimes a reward for success of going to school is helpful. Remember, children and young people cope when their parents cope. Expect them to go to school. Be optimistic and positive. Any worries and anxieties you have, share with other adults, but make sure the child or young person is not within earshot. And don't let relatives or friends voice their anxieties in front of your child. For many young people and children living with ASD and those not, it will be a challenging time, but have courage, be patient, don't give up. This may all take some time. Is there anyone else in your support network that can help? Maybe take your young person to school for you. Sometimes children will go to school better with someone who's not their parent. Remember, you're an amazing parent. Good luck.